Your Excellency, allow me now to invite you to do two things. The chairperson of Parish Development Model Secretariat will take you through a small series of items which you will launch, and thereafter you will address us. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Vice President. Your Excellency, this is going to be a very short one, but it's quite important that you launch some of these few activities we have lined up. Your Excellency, we have guidelines. These are the guidelines that you signed, and if protocol can just give them to you there. So we have these guidelines.
Let me speak, I will handle those later.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
I think understanding is more important than the rituals. Her Excellency, the Vice President, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Right Honorable NRM Chairperson, Vice Chairperson Haj Chigongo, Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, all the ministers, the members of Parliament, the people of the RDCs, all the leaders who are here. Abakorera chida chonka koizeyo muliyo abakorera chida chonka olwalero mwizira hano okwenenya oba mumalirira okusigala bukorera chida chonka mwenenyeza kale Katonda yabazibwe. It is, I would like somebody to translate in Rugwere. Nchimaite ntubukedi ye Babeli gye bayogerako mu Bayibuli buli omu atumula olulimi lwe aye kubanga tuli hano mu kibuku kansabe owabe wankyusiza
Excellency Wendi yabakukyusa baba
ate nkimaite nti abatamaite Rugwere olukwatagana n'olwo Butareja Olunyore Olusamya ndowooza n'abamasaba nabo Olugwere balumaite Your Excellency n'abasoga n'abanyankore obona nanze Olugwere ndumaite mubeera wano mutumula Olunyankore kifuura nnenge upside down nimuluyita Olugwere aye ndumaite nti Lunyankore lwa hano. So the countrymen and countrywomen
Uganda mwena baami n'abakyala
it is now 63 years
ati ano wabitiro emyaka 63
when I have been on this struggle.
Ngo president ali ku lutalo luno.
In 1959
omwaka 1959
I left Ntungamo.
Yazuire Ntungamo.
After finishing primary 6,
Ngamalire primary y'omukaaga.
I went to Mbarara,
N'ab'Embarara.
Mbarara High School.
Ku isomero ly'Embarara High School.
First Sunday, I visited some family friends. On the weekend, on the Sunday, they would allow us to go for a walk.
Babayikiriryanga oku weekend okwa kutambula muku kale Sunday asookere yabire nakyalirako mwezi okubakaagwabe.
On the second one, I visited Mbarara Stock Farm.
Sunday ayirire ku yakyalire ekifo ekyo Mbarara Stock Farm egye bakola okunoonererya okwokuliisya.
This is a government stock farm.
Era eno faamu ya gavumenti.
But the Banyankole were calling it farm y'omuzungu, the white man's farm.
Abanyankole bakangamba eyo faamu ya muzungu.
Now, when I went there,
President yabireyo.
I saw the way they were farming.
Yawalina engero gye baali balima ebibakolamu ebintu byabwe.
Looking after cattle
Gye baali balabirira mente.
was totally different from what we were doing in Ntungamo.
Yali enjawulo ino ku bye baali bakola Ntungamo.
So, Ntungamo is a very rich part of the world.
Ntungamo kifo kimu okubigaiga ino mu kyalo kyona kyona.
With a lot of water,
Maizi galiyo mangi.
with hills,
N'ensozi.
good soils,
N'eitaka ly'eisa.
but people were doing things omungeri ey'obujajja, in the ancient way.
N'abantu baali bakola ebintu mu ngeri y'akasonya.
And that's why the problem was.
Era awo niwo waali ekizibu.
Rich resources, rich natural resources,
Nga balina ebintu eby'obutonde by'obugaiga
but no wealth in their lives.
naye nga babula bugaiga eikabe.
I stayed in Mbarara for a total of 8 years.
President yali Embarara okumala emyaka 8.
I heard you introducing one of my hobbies. Is it Mubala, the king?
Awulire nga twanjula omukulu omubala gwe yasomere naye.
That one was behind me in school.
Yali nga ye teta ali maiso ali nyuma mu kibiina.
Now, when we were in that place,
Eba bayira mu kifo ekyo.
we started school work now.
Batandikira okola emirimu egy'eisomero.
Tikukora kusoma.
Okusoma.
Obona muhara wange akyuse ebigambo byange. Alowooza nti timayite lugwere.
Sorry, Your Excellency.
It's very important to study, especially European history.
Kisa ino okusoma naddala ebyafaayo eby'abazungu.
Because in that 8 years
Kubanga mu myaka 8 egyo
of education,
egy'okusoma
apart from other studies, science, what,
ng'otoyireko okusoma ebyo bindi ebya sayansi n'ebindi
but from the history
naye ng'olingirira ku byafaayo
and geography,
no geography
you could see how other people in the world changed
obona engeri ebitundu ebindi ebyekyalo engeri gye byakyukiremu
from a bad situation to a good situation.
okuza mu mbeera embiibi okuyira mu mbeera ensa.
In England, how they went through feudalism,
Ng'Ebungereza mu ngeri gye bazwire omukukola ebintu eby'obwakabaka
okunyunyutwa
okunyunyuntibwa aba ebyo biringa bya
okwa traditional,
ebyobuwangwa
not obuwangwa, but ebyobujajja.
ebyobuzeyiza byakasonya.
Then they were able to go through the enclosure system in UK. Enclosure. Bubatandika kusiba sengenge.
Ne bayira mu kusiba senyenga oba okwesibirako ebikomera.
Then the Industrial Revolution.
Awo ebyamakolero ne biza.
And by that time they were very, very strong and rich.
Era awo byabira okutuukawo nga basuukire abantu abagayiga ate abamaani.
While we here in Ntungamo, we were still as we were.
Naye ng'Entungamo ibo baali basigaire ng'oyo abaire mu kasonya waabwe.
So then in the 8 years, I visited 2 other places.
Mu myaka egyo 8 gy'okusoma embalala ate talina ebifo bibiri egiyakyayireku.
One was a farmer called Mbire.
Omoizaali mulimyo gwe beeta omwami Ombiire.
He was a coachman from Rakai, but he was in Ankole area.
Yali mukooki ng'aza Rakai, naye mu kiseera ekyo yali aba mu Ankole.
He's the one who had started some dairy farming.
Niye alatandikira kuliisya ente gy'amata.
And he is the one who was supplying those schools in Mbara area.
Era niye yali awa mata, agabira mata amasomero.
And doing organized agriculture.
Nga era niye akola okulima okwa mutindo.
Then the USAID had started a program in 1958.
Waliwo ekitongole ky'Abamerika ekyo ekyali kitandikira puroguramu mu 1958
of clearing tsetse flies
nga bayizira kuyita bisukuma
from the different counties of Ankole.
Omu masaza g'enjawulo ga Ankole.
And then afterwards they started a ranching program.
Ebamalire ne batandika okuteekawo ebyo ebifo binene gye baliisiryamu ente.
They gave those ranches to the few educated people.
Bakwayita ebifo ebyo ne baba abantu abatono ino abaali basomere.
Some members of parliament. By that time we were beginning to have members of parliament and ministers and so on.
Ebindi bawaire ba MP, awo twatandikira okufuna ba MP. Ebindi bawa ba minister, aba bakulukulu aba bagayiga basomi.
They had 57 ranches in Ankole.
Waliwo ebifo bityo 57.
And 17 in Masaka.
57 byali Ankole, 17 byali Masaka.
It was called Ankole Masaka Ranching Scheme.
Betanga Ankole, Masaka, ebifo ebaliisiryamu.
So I had the 3 exposures. Mbara Stock Farm.
So President yali atyanaawo ngafunire ekyokuwona Embarara Stock Farm.
Mbire.
Ne Wambire.
And the ranches.
N'ano mu bifo bine bigaze by'okuliisiryamu, bifo bisatu.
By 1966 now, when I was finishing A level,
ati ano mu mwaka 1956 ngo President amalirirya
A level.
Senior.
Higher. My question was,
ekibuuzo kye kyali,
why can't the ordinary Banyankole abatasoma,
lwaki Abanyankole abo abantu abawansi abatasomere
ababulijjo, who are not educated, why can they not be sensitized?
Aba baali tibasomere, President yeewiirye, lwaki bona tibasomesebwa?
And copy what these few are doing.
Era bona ne bakola ebyo badde abanene bye baali bakola.
Abatono. Bali abaali basomye.
Abatono abasomi abo bye baali bakola. Lwaki tibasomeserye bano bona? Abantu bayisaba bulijjo bona ne bakola ebyo.
The chiefs told me
abaami bamukobeire
that Abanyankole tukubabaasa. Tugenda kusobola Abanyankole.
Bakobera President nti Abanyankole tobasobole kadi.
That Banyankole are impossible. The traditional Banyankole.
Mba Abanyankole tibasoboka.
The traditional one.
Aba baalimu ebyo byakasonya mbu tebasoboka be okukyusibwa.
I said, why?
omukulu niyeewulya nti lwaki.
They said, you are wasting your time.
Ne bamukaba nti omala biseera byo.
Then I said, what do we do?
Nabuulya nti tukole ki naye tukole niki.
Nti obaleke okole byawe.
Nti obaleke bakole byabwe.
Nze nkole byange.
Obaleke iwe okole bibyo.
Kye bangamba. Nti bali abatasoma baleke basigale mutamanya bwabwe gwe kole ebibyo ebinakulaakulanya amakago abanyankole obavuyeeko tebasoboka.
Nti abantu basomero baleke bakole byabwe iwe okole bibyo ebikugasa era ebikulaakulanya mu makaago obaleke tibasoboka ababanyankole.
I said, but this Banyankole, my mother was a traditional woman, my father was a traditional woman. They were in the traditional religion. But in 1947, we went, even me when I was already born, we went to this new religion called Christianity. And they changed. If they could change from traditional religion to this new religion which has been brought, why can they not learn things to help their lives?
Yo president nakoba ati obango mama wange no baba wange bona banyankola bali mukasonya ne babira mu kanisa ne babasomesya bakyukire so bana bantu abandi lwaki bo tibasobola okukyuka.
Even my own parents to go from just religion to also modernization of other areas.
Wairanga n'abazaire bokukyuka okuza omukusomesebwa okwabaire mu kanisa okuyira omukulimo okw'omutindo.
So I did not accept.
President yagaine.
Unfortunately, many of the people I was arguing with are not here. I don't want to quarrel with people who have gone away.
Ekyembi abantu abebyala kayana nabo bonabona bebyala nyumya nabemboozi eyo bombona bawulawo kale tataka kayana nabo.
So I did not believe that
President yalitayikirirya kutasobola kuyikirirya.
The Banyankole could not change to improve their lives for the better.
Nti ddala banyankole tibasobola okukyusibwa okuteerezaamu obulamu bwabwe olw'obusa bwabwe.
Therefore, when we ended the year 1966, after our A-level exams,
kale ebamalirirye omwaka 1966 nga malirirye ebibuuzo bye bya haya.
I formed a group of 2 people, myself and another one.
Yateekerayo gurupu ye y'abantu babiri iyo nanyere mukulu n'omwinayo gondi.
And we decided to walk on foot in the crowds of these people.
Ne basalawo okutambula ne bigere nga batambula mu biraalo by'abantu abo.
And we were telling them about, for them they had actually bigger problems than many of the Ugandans.
Ibombo baalina ebizibu tata bingi n'okusinga Bannayuganda basinga obungi.
Because first of all, they were nomadic, like the Karamojong.
Okusooka baali batambula butambuli.
But secondly, they had this problem which everybody has of okorere kida kyonka.
Ekyokubiri baalina ekizibu ky'okolera ekida kyonka.
And using old methods of agriculture.
Ate nga bakozesa nkola nkayire ino yakasonya okulima.
And so many other problems which are common to all the Ugandans.
N'ebizibu ebingi ebisinga okumenya Bannayuganda.
So, but me, I was sure that they could change if only somebody could talk to them simply and patiently and politely.
Naye yo president yala kimaite nti abantu bano basobola okukyuka singa ewabaawo omuntu asobola okutumula nabo ate natumula nabo mpola natumula nabo okussa nga ne bigambo bitegerekeka basobola okukyuka.
And to penetrate their psychology, know why are they thinking like this.
N'okuwungira mu bwongo waabwe okutegeera ddala abantu abo lwaki endowooza yaabwe etyo.
So the whole of December of 1966 and part of January 67, we were walking crowd to crowd.
So December yena 1966 no January 1967 President no mwinayo gondi bagimalire ku nga batambula kiraalo ku kiraalo.
And by the end of, towards the end of, I think we finished the schools were starting in February, I think. We
Amasomero gatandikanga mu Gwokubiri.
we got temporary teaching jobs, and then we left to teach, but we had already done some work.
Bafunireko emirimu okusomesya naye era bamalire bakangireyo okusoma.
We had done some work okusomesya.
Baali bamalire okusomesya abantu bano eyo gye batambulanga mu biraalo.
And we continued. Even when we went to university, whenever we would come back, we would continue.
President yeyongeire n'omulimu ogwo gw'okusomesya abantu naye yabira mu university bule yayiranga nga niyo mulimu gwakola okutambula nga somesya abantu bano.
When we finished education in 1970, we started again.
Amalira okusoma mu 1970 era teteyatandikira omulimu ogwo gw'okusomesya abantu.
And by this time, these people had settled down. They were no longer they were beginning to understand the problem of nomadism.
Abantu abo mu kiseera ekyo baali batandikira okutyama mu maka gaabwe nga balekeera awo gadangada batyo.
And I have written about all this in the booklets which I gave you, all the details, which I don't want to go into here.
Era omukulu wa President ebintu ebyo abiwandiikira mu butabo bundi babawaire.
Unfortunately, Idi Amin came in.
Naye kyembi tete omukulu wa Idi Amin naiza.
And then we went to fight Idi Amin.
Kale ni baba tete kulwanisya Idi Amin.
And we were there for 16 years, almost.
Kale babaireyo emyaka nga 16.
So when we came back, 86, we came back 79, but we didn't have, there was no stability, we had no time to concentrate.
Omukulu bayirire mu 1979 naye embeera yaleka ali kutebenkera kale tibakolere kinene.
So when we came back in 1986, I went, after some 1 year or so in the government here, I went back there and said, okay.
Ebayirire mu 1985 luvannyuma lw'omwaka gumu teteyayire natandika omulimu ogwo.
So when I went back and I analyzed, I saw that these people needed the following elements.
So President eyayirire yetegerezere ino era nazwayo ne okuyikirirya nti ekintu kino kyali kyetaaga ebintu bino.
Waliwo ensonga enkulu ezaali zeetaagisa abantu bano okukola.
Nti waliwo ensonga enkulu egyali gyetaagisa abantu bano okukola.
The first one, because the boy, the parish, he was student, the parish chief was talking of income in a general way. That confusion is what I don't want.
Ntakisooka kubanga ono mwisuka waiswe omuluka atumwira ano abaire nga atumula ntenyingirya naye nga kitumulaawo nga takirambulula ekyo President tataka.
I want you to clearly say that we need transformation from the culture of okorera ekida kyonka to the culture of working for the stomach but also the pocket. It must be clear that it is a transition. It's not just income.
Nti tikoba nti byenyingirya byonka takatukobe nti kukyusa mu mbeera y'abantu okubanga bakola ebyokulya naye nga bakola nebireeta sente. So tikubitumuliramu nti nyingirya be.
This is point number one.
Ekyo niyo ekisooka.
Number two, you must do so with ekibaro.
Ntakyokubiri tulina okola ebintu ebyo nga tuteekeremu ekibalo.
Because if you don't clarify those, confusion continues.
Etubanga ebyo tetubiteekere kusa mu bulambulu kufuwaayo okutabankana kusigalanga kwabo mu maiso.
Like for instance, some years I came here, this same parish, I came here.
nti okyokuwonera ku president yaizire ku omupalisa muno era amwewukirya twalipalisa swenswena.
And you were growing cotton.
Yatwagaine tulima pamba.
And there was a ginnery called Iki Iki somewhere.
Waliwo ginnery oba ekyoma kya famba kye beetanga Iki.
And there was a white boy from South Africa who was running that ginnery.
Waliwo omuzungu gwe beetanga Bruce nga niyo ayirukanya ekyoma ekyo.
And he was trying to convince people to grow cotton.
Era yali ng'aligezaako kutuperereza okulima famba.
In that meeting where some of you may have been, I asked him, I said, how much land do you have? What is the average land holding in Parish?
Omulukiiko olwo era gy'alowooza nti abandikwise twaliyo yawiirye nti ddala abantu beeno buli muntu alina eitaka liryenkana ki.
They said average is 2 acres.
Ne bamukobera nti acres 2.
Okay, if you have got 2 acres only per home, per each homestead, that means that 1 acre is for food.
Omukulu natukoba nti kale oba ng'olina eka 2 ekitegeeza eka Moise yakulimira ku mmere ey'okulya.
So that leaves you with only 1 acre which can bring income for the home.
Ekitegeeza oba osigairawo ne income oiza esobola okuleetera ennyingiri omu maka.
Now, how much are you getting from cotton?
So eka eyo Moise ofunamu esente imeka ng'olimire famba.
What is the yield in terms of kilograms per acre, per annum?
Era ofunamu kilo imeka omweka eyo Moise buli mwaka.
In that meeting, I don't know where we were in a school, where we normally sit in schools, they told me that the yield is 200 kilograms per acre, and each kilogram that time was 200 shillings.
Bakobeire president nti omweka Moise walosobola okufunamu kilo 2 ate nga buli kilo egula siringi 2.
That meant 40,000 shillings.
Ekyo ne kitegeeza nti oyinuka n'emitwalo 9 omweka ye Moise.
And cotton is grown once a year.
Ate nga pamba bamulima omulundi gumu omwaka.
In the other half, you must put in beans and other things.
Ekitundu kya mwaka ekindi oba olimira mu bindyo bijanjaalo n'ebintu ebindi.
So I said, but how will you get out of poverty, you people?
So president yeewulya nti ddala mwava mutyo mu bwavu imwe.
That boy, the white boy, told me, no, don't worry, Mr. President. We are going to teach them how to get more yield per acre.
Omukulu oyo omuzungu Bruce yakobera president ati tofaayo president. Bano nja kubeegesya engeri gye basobola okwongerako bungi bubatoola omu famba oyo omweke Moise obungi bwa famba.
I said, okay, when you teach them the new methods, how many kilograms will they get?
President namukoba ati kale obanga yakubasomesya okwongerako bungi bwa famba bafunanga mekiro imeko mweke Moise.
They said, the boy said, it can go to 1,000.
Nakoba mbu kisoboka okufuna ekiro 1,000.
From 200 to 1,000.
Okuza oku 2 okutuuka oku 1,000.
Okay, let's multiply now.
President nakoba ati ale tubazeemu.
1,000 times 200 shillings.
1,000 emirundi 2.
That's 200,000 shillings.
Egyo mitwalo 2 gyonka.
A year.
Omwaka gwona.
You can see here, this is really enemy action.
Awo wonera nga ddala kikolwa kya mulabe.
Okuleka abantu ne bakola ekintu ng'ekyo ekitagenda kubayamba so nga kye batamaite nti kigenda kubayamba iwe okimaite you would have known it because you are more educated, you are more informed. You are an enemy of these people.
Naye gaana nga iwe kintu okimaite tikitoola n'abantu mu bwavu n'eno kibateekaku ekitegeeza oba oli mulabe waabwe.
So I said, stop this nonsense of cotton.
President nakowa omuzungu ono ato olekeraawo ebintu by'ebyowusiru bino mbu bantu kulima famba.
We need pamba, yes. Pamba is needed, but we need to grow it in another way, not through these people.
Omukulu nakoba nti twetaaga famba kituufu ne tulina okumulima mu ngeri gendi nga tetukozesere bana babule itaka lyeringi.
Abantu bano abayikaze ebbiri bali ku nnaku yaabwe beetaaga eddagala erinabajja mu bwavu, eddagala ery'enjawulo erisengeddwa bulungi, so that they can be able to also get out of poverty.
Ntabantu bana balina itaka leyinka ibiri baba bali ku nnaku yaabwe ey'amaanyi beetaagira kimu obulezi bw'amaanyi obusobola okulwanisya ekizibu ekyo ne basobola okuza omu bwavu.
So that's what I want you, all of you, to understand.
President niye kyataka sona sona tumanye.
Don't now get lost in pillars, windows, I don't know what.
Tataka ebyo mbu simanyi tuli mu mayiga ga parish modo simanyi bintu ki be ye kyalingirire kufuna sente mu maka.
You had the Musukuru there.
Muwulira mwizukulu wano omuluka.
So, money is not the point. That's the point, doctrine.
Mbwe sente tiniye kikulu naye president akakasa nte sente niye kikulu.
This is the real core of the issue, of the point.
Niye ntobo ye program eno.
Number one, go from okorere chida kyonka to working for the stomach and the pocket.
Ekisooka tuzomu ukolere chida kyonka naye tukolere ekida ne sente omunsawo gyaiswe.
But secondly, do so with ekibalo.
Ekyokubiri tukole tutyo naye nga tukola nga mulimu ekibalo.
Because when you kukola with okutomera, without kibalo, you will never get out of poverty.
Bange twakola nga tutomera butomeri nowulira oti moringo oti nikino yabayo tetwaza omu bwavu kadi.
So the third point, third conclusion was to educate our people on the problem of land fragmentation on inheritance.
Niyo kusomesya abantu baiswe bine by'okutematema meitakali naddala nga tusikisya.
This one is very dangerous.
Kino kyabulabe ino.
All the political leaders, the religious leaders, the cultural leaders, you must explain this danger to our people.
Sana abakulembeze mu by'obufuzi ebyobuwangwa abakulembeze b'eddiini sana tulina okwatiramu twatunyonyola abantu baiswe okwewala ekikolwa kya kusalaasala meitakali.
Yes, when the head of the family goes away, the children need to share. But sharing doesn't have to be destructive. That is when I went to Kabale and I talked to the Bachiga there. I said, you people, I have a problem. They said, what is the problem? I said, I have got one water pot. Water pot, abagwere bagita batya?
Ensaka, Your Excellency.
Aha. Nebagamba nti ndina ensaka moiza.
President yabakobera ntekizibu ekyayi nakyo alina ensaka moiza.
A water pot.
Ensaka y'amaizi.
I said, but I have got 5 homes.
Nti naye alina maka matano.
Who all depend on this ensaka.
Naye nga bona beesigamire ku nsaka moiza eyo.
I said, so what do I do? How do I handle it?
Nakoba watati anomba naukola ntya.
They kept quiet. They didn't answer me.
Basirikire tubayiriremu omukulube.
Then I said, okay, my solution is that I'm going to break it up. And the house.
President yabakobera ati nze ekyembwa ine kyawukola ndikwaya kumenya ensaka eno.
What do you call the fragments of ensaka?
ebijjo.
I said, I'm going to break the nsaka to gawane ebijjo.
Yabakolera atati ano ndikwaya kumenya ensaka eno kayise ebijjo mbagabanye imwe amaka matano.
The Wachiga said, no, you'd have, because there will be no nsaka anymore.
Abakiga bamukera ati okola ekyo tete ensaka nti yabewulawo.
So then I said, what do I do?
Nabawuli atati ano mbanakola niki.
They are the ones who told me themselves that no, instead of breaking the nsaka, the water pot, let's go to the well, bring water, put in house number 1, go back, bring water, put in house number 2, and until we finish the homes.
Mbutata niyaba mukora ati twakiri tukozesa ensaka eyo twaba maizi tulete tusooke tuwekisite ekisooka tete tuwe ekyokubiri paka etwamalayo byona byona ebitaano.
I said, thank you very much, the Bachiga.
President niye bebalya nti Bachiga mwebale.
You are clever people.
Nti muli bagezi ino.
Ayi kimungambye kulwaki temukikola, why don't you do it then?
President yabawiri ate ekyo kyemunkoberera lwaki mwena tiniye kyemukola.
Because they told me that once you break the nsaka, it will no longer be able to bring water. Maybe you can use it to karanga amaido or something else in Zijo, but it will no longer bring water.
Kubanga bamukobeire nti ebagimenyamenya ebijjo ebyo tebisobola kuleeta amaizi wabula mpozi ng'oyinza kubikozesa kusiika amaido naye batete tebikaali bisobola okuleeta amaizi.
Now, that is the issue.
Ekyo niyo omulamu ogwo niyo ekyo.
The family land is ensaka.
Eitaka ery'amaka niyo ensaka.
When you break it into enzijo,
omenyamenyamu nesuuka bijjo,
that we may no longer be able to bring you amaizi.
Batosobola tete ogikozesa okuleeta amaizi.
So that is, but there is a good way of how you can share.
Naye nga waliwo engeri ensa gye tusobola okugabana.
You have heard of shares.
Muwulirangako kye beeta nti migabo.
If there is a hotel
ewaba waliwo ehoteero
owned by the family,
nga ya famire,
the head of the family goes away.
Ananyere famire eno noba nazwawo.
How will you divide the hotel?
Ehoteero muba mwagigabana mutya?
This Muzukuru takes this room, another one takes the toilet.
Muba mwasalawo nti omwizukulu ogonda atwaleko ekisenge kimo, ogonda atwaleko toileti oba ekyolooni.
What sort of wisdom is that?
Ago gaba magezi g'engeri kyako.
Why don't you leave the hotel together?
Lwaki temuleka ehoteero yanyu nesigala ngeriwo?
It earns income.
Ne banga ezwamu sente.
You subtract expenditure of what is used to pay the workers and so on.
Ne mutoolako ensaasaanya.
And you share the profits.
Ne mugabana amagoba.
Each one takes his own share.
Buli muntu tatwalako mugabo gwe.
Even the girls who are married in their homes, you can send them their share.
N'abawala bafumbiirwa eyo bona musobola okubaweereryangako emigabo gyabwe.
Then each one can now accumulate your share, accumulate, and you can have your own hotel later.
Ati ani buli muntu naye erya sente gye nga bita mu migabo gye, asi yena nakozesa sente egyo oba alina okuzimba hoteero ye.
That is okugabana without destroying.
Okwo niyo okugabana nga toyonoonere.
So this is the third point which I came to conclusion of.
Eyo niye ensonga eyokusatu opulezidenti egiyamalirirye atyo.
Number 1, from kukolera ekida kyonka okukolera ekida n'ensawo.
Ekisooka kuzomu kukolera ekida kyonka naye n'okolera ekida n'ensawo.
Secondly, do so with ekibalo.
Ekyokubiri okikole ng'oteekeremu ekibalo.
But also, if you can be able to convince your siblings or the head of the family, you the heads of the families, insist in your chilamo that I don't want children to break my ensaka.
Ate naiwona nyerose maka weno kirambike kusani ntine mbanzwirewo abaana tibagabanagabananga meitaka liryange lino tibamenyanga ensaka eno. Ensaka yange
The bagabane ebiva mu ensaka byenaleeta but not ensaka.
bagabana ensaka ebyaleeta naye nga tibamenyera ensaka.
Because enzijo tezirina magoba amatuufu.
Bange bijo mazima biwula magoba matuufu be.
But also,
ekindi
I remember what we had. You know, this school education is that people don't use it. I don't know why.
mbu bino bye tusoma mu masomero bino mbu lwisi tetubikozesa omukulu yeewuunya oba lwaki.
Because in the school system, especially in the university,
kubanga omukusoma naddala omu matendekero agawangulu nga mayunivasite.
I remember very well they were talking very clear about intensive agriculture versus extensive agriculture.
Yeewukirya kusa nti yawuliranga nga batumula nti okulimira atono nga bakitetenkanya oba bakyawulamu n'okulimira anene oba okulima ebintu ebitono ku itaka ly'eitono then tetokulima okuyitaka ly'inene.
Okulimira awafunda naye n'ojjamu ekinene, eyo nkola yeetongodde.
Okulimira watono oba wafunda naye notoolamu ekingi.
Naye ate ne wabawo okukolera awagazi wadde ofuna katono buliika naye kubanga okoledde awagazi ogenda kujjamu ekimatiza.
Oba okulimira awatono oyinza okuba nga olimire watono naye ng'otoolamu ekintu ekyomuwendo oba otoolamu ekingi ekisobola okumatiza.
No, when you okukolera awagazi.
Osobola okulimira awagazi katutwale nga okulima ofamba ng'olimire oba kwekaazi nyingi osobola okutoolamu ekikumatiza.
Wadde ofunye katono buliika naye kubanga okozesa yiika nyingi ogenda kujjamu ekinakugasa.
Nti waire n'oba nga ofuniremu esente entono buli yinka naye olw'okuba oba olimire wanene oba osobola okutoolamu ekintu ekisobola okugasa oba okumatiza.
If we take our example of your Bruce man who is he still here, that boy? Bruce?
Yawulawo yabire. He's no longer here, he went away. He abandoned the project.
Now, that Bruce boy, if for instance he had gone to the 1,000 kilos of yield per acre per annum, where he would get 200,000 shillings from 1 acre, which is not enough to support the family if it is 1 acre.
Nti omuzungu oyo Bruce singa kale yalaabire omukifo abantu abeeryo eitaka linga eka z'olukumi.
Don't get there first.
Singa yalayongeiremu ofamba okuba nti azwamu mungi omweke mweiza naye era ekire olukumi.
Yes, okay. Now, that would be 200,000 shillings in 1 acre.
Ejandibaire nga gituwa emitwalo 2 mu buli eka.
10 acres, 2 million.
Eka zegibe 10 awo omuntu abafuna obukaire 2.
100 acres, 20 million.
Eka ze 10 obosobola okufuna emiliyoni 2.
1,000 acres, 200 million.
Eka olukumi obosobola okufuna obukaire 2.
So, if you do cotton on a big scale, you actually get good money. 200 million is not a small amount of money.
Kale obanga olimire ofamba ono kwitaka leringi obosobola okufuna sente egyegasa miliyoni 2 ti sente entono be.
So therefore, if you make that distinction, you the babuzi, the basosodoti of parish development model.
Kale etwawula kusa tutyo iswe nga ababuulizi abali kusomesa ebya parish development model.
You must clearly tell our people that there are 2 ways of agriculture.
tulina okubakobera nti waliwo engeri gy'emirundi mibiri mu by'okulima.
Intensive agriculture,
okulimira watono naye ng'ofuna kinene,
but you do high value things which will give you more money, although you are doing it on a small scale.
ng'ate oteekereko ebintu ebyamuwende bikuwa sente nyingi newankubadde ng'obikolera watono.
And extensive agriculture, where you, yes, get little money per acre, but because you are using many acres, you end up getting good money.
oba okulimira wagazi eino naye olwokuba olimira wagazi ekyo olimire osobola okufunamu esente nyingi.
Now, when I used this A and B, category A and B, intensive A, extensive B.
Opulezidenti yalingirira mu ngero egyo ebiri, okulimira atono naye ng'olimire ku bintu ebyamuwende ebireeta sente nyingi, n'okulimira wagazi ng'olimireko ebintu ebireeta sente entono naye nga tojonofuna mu kinene.
I came to a conclusion. You remember when I came here, when you told me about Okore Chida, which I liked so much, Kionka, I recommended the following activities to you.
Pulezidenti yazwire eno era nga tumalira okumukobera bino byankolera Kida byonka, yabire nazwayo n'ebintu bino.
Number one, clonal coffee.
Ekisooka niyo ogw'omwanyi omulongooseemu.
I was about to decampaign coffee like I decampaigned cotton.
Yali ali kumpi okutandika okugaana abantu okulima omwanyi ng'eyakolera okufamba.
But the good thing is that our researchers at Kawanda, led by Chibirige Sebunya, developed clonal coffee.
Naye kisa nti abakugu baiswe abanasayansi Kawanda eyo nga bakulemberwa Munaiso Omugenzi Kibirige Sebunya yali ku minisita, baali nga bazwireyo n'enkola eyali ng'evumbwire omwanya ogw'omulongooseemu.
And it could yield 5 times more than the old coffee.
Yali nga kikusobozesa okufunamu emirundi 5 okutetenkanya n'omwanyi gudo mukaire.
And also the growth of China becoming a rich country, increases the drinking of coffee in the world.
Ne enkula y'abantu oba kweyongera obungi bw'abantu China kweyongeire n'okuwona nti okaawa bamunywa bangi.
Okweyongera obugayiga.
Obugayiga.
When the Chinese became rich, they started drinking coffee.
Abachina bafunira obugayiga batandikira okunywa kaawa.
And the price of coffee went up.
Era bei ya kaawa niyeyongera.
So therefore, coffee now qualified on my list of activities for the intensive agriculture.
Kale okusinzirira kwekyo omwanyi President naguteeka okulisiti ye ku iswe abalina eitaka leitono nti kimo ku bintu ebyo tulina.
And that's why I promoted coffee.
Era niyo ekyovoona yabire nga campaigning okuba abantu nti balima okaawa.
Mpagira emwanyi ku mulimi omutono n'omulimi omunene bonna basobola kuganyulwa.
Awagira iwe olina eitaka leitono n'olina eringi mwena musobola okuganyulwa muba mukomere mwanyi.
Because later on I will call somebody to give some figures about this. You should prepare him to mwebaze.
President akoba nti maisawo yatwetera omuntu oyo omukugu omumyanyi atukobere kyofunamu.
Simwanyiza okawaro some activities.
N'ebintu ebindi byonna.
My short list.
President ayina list ye.
The second one is fruits.
Bibala.
That's why I promoted the growing of citrus in Teso.
Nekyova President yakolera campaign eyeteesa okuba abantu okulima emichungwa.
Because I calculated and I saw that you could, even if you had 1 acre, you would get much more money from fruits than from cotton.
Kubanga yabalirire n'obanga olina income ez'emichungwa ofuna sente nyingi okusinga limiro famba.
Dairy farming, zero graze farming for dairy.
Ente ejatukuumira omukifo naye nga jamata.
Pigs.
Embizi.
Abatali basiramu.
Aba batali basiraamu.
Poultry.
Enkoko.
Especially of eggs.
Naddala egyo gibiika amagi.
Fish farming.
okuliisya ebyenyanza.
And of course, you need food. You need food for the home, cassava and so on.
Ate amaka era bawetaaga ekyokulya, balima muwogo n'ebindi ebyo bye mulya.
That is my short list for the intensive agriculture.
Ebyo niyo ebintu 7 ebiri ku lisiti ya pulezidenti eriiso abalina ettaka ly'eitono.
This is the dagara for the small farmer.
Obwo niyo obulezi bw'abalimi abalimira atono.
The big farmers can also do it, of course.
Abalimi abalina ettaka ly'inene bana basobola okulima ebintu ebyo.
But for them, they are flexible. They can do this and also do other things.
Naye ibo basobola okukola bino by'okulimira ebibala bino byabalire era erisite gyabalire naye tebasobola okukola n'ebintu ebindi byonna.
But we also need the products which are not on this small list.
Naye twetaaga ebintu ebindi nga biwula ku lisiti eno.
Now, those can be done by the big farmers.
Ebyo tusobola okubifuna nga bikolewa n'abalimi abanene.
Bananas,
Amatooke,
cassava,
omuwogo,
cassava for commercial,
omuwogo gw'okutunda,
millet,
obulo,
maize,
oduuma,
sugarcane,
ebikaajo,
cotton. We need cotton,
famba.
but should be grown by the big farmers, not by these small people.
Naye alina okulimibwa nabo aba balina ettaka leringi tibaana balina ettaka leitono.
Oil seeds such as sunflower and so on.
Ebyo bibala ebizwamu bwito nga ebinkazige ebinene n'ebintu ebindi.
Ranching, you're looking after the indigenous cows.
Okuliisya ente gyaife gino engwere.
So these are the two modes of agriculture.
Egyo niyo enzira ibiri egikwata ku by'okulima.
Intensive farming for the people, for the homesteads where the land is already fragmented.
Okulima ebintu ebyo byabaliro omusambo ku ettaka leitono naddala iso tukaali tulina obutaka lyobutontono.
And extensive agriculture for the ones with big land.
N'okulimira wagazi eri abo balina ettaka ly'inene.
Of course, intensive agriculture cannot survive without extensive agriculture.
Bino byetukobera okulimira watono tebisobola kubaawo nga tuwulabidde bibalimira agazi.
Like if you look on the list of the intensive,
n'obolingirira ku lisiti egyatuwaire ne bibalimira atono.
Fish farming cannot survive without extensive farming.
Ng'okulima ebyenyanza tekusobola okubaawo nga badde balimira agazi ndibalima.
Because you need feed for this fish, which is from mainly maize and other things which are grown by the big farmers.
Kubanga weetaaga emmere y'ebyenyanza bino atengeezwa mu bintu ng'oduuma ebirina okulimiwa na badde b'ettaka ly'egazi.
The same with poultry.
N'enkoko gyona gityo.
Same with pigs.
N'embizi gyona.
Even there, the cattle also need supplementary feeds from maize and so on.
N'ente gyo ne gy'amata egyo gyetaagisa emmere okuza omuduuma.
So therefore, you, the leaders, the Minister of Agriculture, please give clear guidelines to our people when the land is not yet totally destroyed in the whole country. Register us so that we, who are big farmers, can be able to do the high value, but also the extensive agriculture items which our country needs. Because we can manage, we can do it. I can do both myself. I can do the high value, but also the low value.
President akoba nti ife nga bakulembeze naddala ekitongole eky'akagirikaca tulina okusomesya abantu baiswe oba kuwandiika ababalimi abalina ettaka ly'inene nga yo president alina ettaka linene asobola okukola bibiri okulimira atono ng'alima bino ebyatubaliira ebizwamu esente nyingi oba okulima bidi ebyetaaga ettaka leringi.
Because our country needs it.
Kubanga ensi yaisu yebyetaaga.
We are not going to, you see there is some struggle between us and Kenya.
Waliwo olutalo akati waiswe ne Kenya.
With the eggs, we can produce eggs more cheaply than Kenya.
Ano isa tusobola okuba n'amagi oba okufuna amagi nga tuteekeremu ekintu esente entono okusinga Kenya.
Why? Why?
Lwaki?
Because we have got a lot of maize,
Kubanga tulina oduuma mungi
which is produced cheaply.
ate nga tumulima nga tuteekeremu esente nyingi.
That's why we can produce eggs cheaply.
Naye kyova ona nti se tusobola okufuna amagi nga tuteekeremu esente nyingi.
Milk cheaply,
N'amata gona tutyo,
pigs cheaply,
n'embizi gyona,
even fish.
waire byenyanza.
So this is a good opportunity, but you need to be clear. The leaders, you cannot be a leader when you don't know where to go.
Guno niyo mukisa guliwo, naye tulina okulungamizibwa kusa. Tetusobola kuba bakulembeze nga ise tetumayite n'okwaba.
Okwaga. That's
Okwaba. Okwaba tugo.
Okwaba.
Where to go? Okwaba.
Okwaga.
Okwaba.
Okwaba. Okwaba.
Yes, Excellency.
Okay. Okay. So now, this is what we are launching here.
Tuli kuyigula lwatyana anu
Is this strategy,
niyo enkola eno
which has got two packages of medicine.
omulimu enguudo ibiri oba enkola ibiri.
Packages.
Omulimu ebitu ebibiri oba
Ebitu. Okay. Amatu, yes. If you
oba
say,
ebibbo.
okay. In one, two erimu,
Ekibba kimo
walimu obulezi,
mulimu obulezi
eddagala ery'abantu ab'ettaka ettono,
ery'abantu abalina eitaka ly'eitono,
eddagala eriri omwo emmwanyi,
niyo mulimu omwanyi,
ebibala, ente ez'amata
ente gy'amata
z'omu kiyumba,
gy'omu kinyumba gye bakuumira mu kifo ekimu,
embizi, enkoko okusinga ez'amagi,
enkoko naddala egy'amagi,
okulunda ebyennyanja,
okuliisa ebyenyanza,
awamu n'okuteekako akatundu k'ettaka konaalimiramu emmere.
n'okuleka akakataka gy'osobola okulimiramu emmere yo gy'olya.
This one can be done by both the small people with small land and people with big land.
Kino kisobola okukolebwa n'abo balina eitaka ly'eitono n'abalina eitaka ly'inene.
But the ones with big land,
naye ababa amataka lyamanene tubeegayirira
that please add on the following, because the country needs them.
nti bongereku binu kubanga ensi yaiswe ebyetaaga:
Amatooke ag'emmere n'ag'omwenge, abagala mwenge,
ag'emmere n'ago ge bakunyamu omwenge, ge bakunyamu omubisi ne batoolamu omwenge,
muwogo,
omuwogo,
obulo, kasooli,
oduuma,
ebikajjo, pamba,
ofamba,
oil seeds,
enkaziga, n'amaido,
ranching.
n'okuliisa egy'ente gya bulijjo.
So this is what we are launching here.
Niye kino Pulezidenti ekyayizira okuyigulawo olunaku lwatyano.
This clarity of vision, it's not that we are not launching agriculture, we are launching clarity of vision.
Tituli kuyigulawo nti byokulima, naye tuyizire n'ekintu ekirina omulamwa oba ekitegerekeka, ekitangaala, ekirina ekitangaala.
Clarity of vision. Clarity. Kubanga waliwo okutabulatabula.
Waliwo okutabulatabula, naye ku luno tulina kuba ku mulamwa. Okuba ku mulamwa. Okulungamya ani asaanidde okukola ki? Okulungamya abantu baiswe ani asaanira okukola niki?
Ekinatuyamba ffenna okuva mu bwavu.
Ekisobola otuyamba sonasona okuva mu bwavu.
kubanga tetwagala abantu bakole ebitabagasa.
President ataka abantu okukola nga ate bibakola tebyabagasebe.
Because what the boy was telling you here, that boy Bruce who was here,
Kubanga oyo muzungu Bruce ebyatukobanga.
if you had followed what he was telling you,
Singa twagobereire ebyo.
there would have been a lot of cotton ground here.
Andibaire nga anu waliwo famba mungi gwe tulimire.
The ginnery would have done well.
Era nga ekyoma kya pamba ekyo kyandibaire nga kyakolere ku sayino.
Because Parish cotton is the best in the world.
Kubanga famba azo anu niyasinga obuso mu kyalo kyona kyona.
It is a long staple,
Alina ewuzi mpanvu.
but the ginnery would do well,
Ekyoma kyandikolere kusa.
but the homesteads will remain in poverty.
Naye ebisito byandisigaire mu bwavu bw'ekitalo.
That's what I cannot accept.
Ekyo President ayikirirya akadi.
Because God gave me this position of leadership,
Kubanga Katonda yamuwaire okifo kino ekya President okukulembera.
is to see for my people what will save them, not to do things which can put them in trouble, even if they don't know themselves.
Yamuwaire ekifo kino ekyakukulembera nga President kuwonera abantu be ebintu ebibasobola okukola ebisobola okubayamba okubatoola mu buyinike so tikwongera kubayinika.
So this is now getting out of poverty through agriculture.
So kino kye tulikola atyanu niko okuza mu bwavu nga tubita mu byokulima.
But agriculture is not the only way of getting out of poverty.
Naye ebyokulima oba ebyokulunda tini ebyonkana bitutoola mu bwavu.
There is also emyoga.
Waliwo ne programu eyo emiyoga.
Now, this one of agriculture will be at the parish level.
Eno parish development model yaba kumuluka.
We want it to be at the parish
Tutaka ebe kumuluka
because, first of all, it is near.
kubanga kumpi n'abantu.
But secondly,
Naye ekyokubiri
we have removed the government people.
tutoiremu abo abakozi be gavumenti abo.
Because previously with NADS,
Mu programu gya NADS egyo
even with the Operation Wealth Creation,
n'egyo gyabona bagaagawale
government people were the ones giving seedlings, giving pigs, giving. They are the ones who would decide that you get, this one should not get.
Babakozi ba gavumenti abo niyo ebagabanga ebintu ebyo nsigo bagaba bisolo era nga niyo abasalawo yanafuna.
Eri emabega yonna abadde basalawo nti ono yanafuna olwaleero oba ono tafunne will not get, were government people.
Ebyenyuma ebyo awo gye twabanga nga niba basalawo ono niyafuna notafune baali bakozi ba gavumenti.
NADS,
Mu programu ya NADS
later on I brought in soldiers.
naleeta muteta mukulu tete yaleetereku mu n'abasirikale bona.
Then I started hearing complaints.
Natandika kuwulira kwemulugunya
Begabira bokka
nti beegabira bananyere
baguze ebifu,
nti oluisi baleeta bifu
baguze ebyobuseere.
nti oluisi bagula by'ebbeeyi nene.
Now we have changed.
Ku luno tukyusiremu
We shall get the money
twafunanga esente
and give it to your government at the parish.
ne baleeteraki kumuluka.
Government ye imwe ey'okumuluka
Gavumenti yanye okumuluka eyo niyo gye baakuleeteranga esente gye mwerondeire.
Aha. What is the committee? Soma committee.
Komiti eriku LC2 chairperson niyo chairperson w'akakiiko kabeeta PDC ne kubaaku omuluka niyo muwandiisi w'akakiiko ako ne kubaako chairperson wa Women Council okumuluka member, chairperson Youth Council okumuluka yena member, chairperson akakiiko kabaleme yena member, chairperson w'akakiiko k'abazeeyi memba, chairperson w'NRM okumuluka yena memba, ni abantu 7.
abo bona 7 okujjako kanakazukulu akendabye wano.
Nti abo bona 7 okutolako mwizukulu ono omuluko gwawe 9.
They are all elected by you.
Bona nimwe mubalonda.
So, if they mishandle, apart from me taking them to jail, they will be your people who have let you down.
Eba abani bafafaaganya programu eno ng'ate nimwe mubalonda. Ng'otoyira kuyo president okubatwala mu makomera. Mwabanga bananyere nimwe mweriiremu lukwe kuba nimwe mubalonda.
Who knows about the money? Who can explain in Uganda how the money will come? Garabuzi. Jango nyonyere sente zinajja zitya.
Omukulu Garabuzi ono atwala bya PDM bamwetere aiza nyonyole jatambula gitya.
Omusaiza oyo amaita Uganda kayogera Uganda.
Your Excellency, webale nnyo.
Wadetalabika nga Muganda naye si kyansonga.
Your Excellency, nga bw'oyogedde kituufu nti ku luli esente zibadde nga zigenda ku district oba ne ziva
abantu abo ku district banange omusaiza oyo gwe bayita kaawo n'abasaiza abalala n'abakali nabo bafuuse ensonga abakaliira baali bamayite kwiba aye ennaku zino abakali nabo munange nabo bayiba. So abasaiza n'abakali abali ku district okugenda mu maaso.
Your Excellency, nga bwe zigenda ku district community development officer oba production officers, abakozi ba district nga be bagenda ne bakola appraisal oba ne basalawo baani abagenda okufuna ebintu bino. Kaakati with your guidance era engeri gye watuwabulamu ne tugamba nti obuyinza tubuzzeeyo kwabo abagenda okufuna ssente era abazikozesa. So kye twasalawo ng'akakiiko era ng'otuwadde amagezi, twagamba nti ssente kati ziviira ddala mu finance ne zigendera ddala wansi ku ssaako y'abantu, abantu beekunga ne bakola ebintu bye balina okukola kati nga bw'ogambye enterprises 7 ti abalunzi b'embizzi, abalunzi b'enkoko beekolamu akabondo, era ssente ne zituuka ku ssaako y'omuluka gye bayita PDM ssaako. Ebibiina bino bibayambako buyambi kwekuŋŋaanya okuyiga, naye nga ssente zituukira ddala ku maka. Ab'amaka be baziaplayingira nga bayita mu bibiina byabwe.
Ziyise mu ssaako yaabwe.
Yes, nga ziyise mu ssaako yaabwe. Ey'okumuluka ssebo.
Ziva mu finance.
Okuva mu finance direct ku ssako ab'omu maka ne bazisaba nga bayita mu enterprises zaabwe.
Ate ssaako yaabwe abali mu kintu.
Ate ssaako yaabwe abawejjere era nga be beerondedde abantu baabwe.
Kale namuyangu jangu tugende mu maaso. So that is the new issue.
Eyo niyo enkola empya Kabananga.
First of all, the program is at the parish which is near.
Okusookera kimo enkola eno eri kumiruka okumpi n'abantu.
Garabuz has helped me to remember that after the money will not go to the PDM, will not go to the Kachiko, the other account musanvu.
Omukulu Galabuzi yeewukiirya pulezidenti nti esente gino tijaabe gye kakiiko kadde abantu 7.
You heard that there were these 7 activities.
Nti tuwulire nti waliwo ebintu ebyatukobeire 7.
Ab'emmwanyi,
ab'emmwanyi,
ab'ebibala,
ab'ebibala,
ab'enkoko abo bonna buli kiti buli kirime bagenda kukola ssaako yaabwe. Is that correct?
Buli kirime buli bantu baokola ekibiina kyabwe oba buli
Or can they have an omnibus where they have a number of things?
Your Excellency, obubondo buno oba ebibiina bino ebyegattira wamu oba households we zegattira wamu according to enterprise kati nga pigare oba ab'emmwanyi.
They have their circle.
They have an enterprise group gye bayita enterprise. Kaakati essente bazijja mu ssaako yaabwe ey'omuluka.
Ssaako ey'omuluka ekwata byonna.
Exactly.
Okay. Naye bali omusanvu bakola ki obuyinza bwabwe?
Obuyinza bwabwe bwa supervision nti bano bwe banga basazeewo ebyo ebirime bano batunula mu bintu ngeri gye babibasomesaamu ne balaba nti nno kye bakola kituufu kubanga bano abali wansi aba enterprise groups ne ssaako eyo bantu ba bulijjo be bawejjere baffe ssebo abakolera ekidda kyonka. So bano babawabula.
Esente zigenda kwani?
Zigenda mu kibiina kya ssaako ezaabwe ekyabwe kyabawejjere.
Ddamu ekinyonyere bulungi mu Luganda. Kinyonyere bulungi bano bategeera Oluganda.
Onkyonyonyere mu Luganda oba mu Luzungu?
Mu Luganda.
Mu Luganda essente ziva ku finance ne zidda ku sako. Sako ne zigenda ku sako. Sako ya enterprises zonna
ye bali abakola
emirimu gy'enjawulo.
Biri omusanvu ebiri ku bitwagala.
Yes, sebo.
Basekwesira.
Yes.
Ate bali musanvu bali musaako oba?
Kati abo musanvu ye Parish Development Committee kati abo bakalabalaba be balaba ebintu ebigenda mu maaso ku bano abakolera ekidda kyonka kubanga ebibiina byabwe.
So the money goes to who?
The sako bano abawejjere.
Muwulire bannange. Have you heard you people? You translate Namuyangu.
Nti banange muwulire ebyo omukulu abayira anyonyola nti sente egizeeda engulu giza ne gituukira okumuluka egiza omuluka giza mu bintu ebyemukola ebyo abasalirawo okuuma ente nimwo mugisaba ate temuwa abamemba banyu kwabo mu bisitu.
Namuyangu. Sente ziva demokwogera nti ziva engulu kubanga engulu eyinza kuba district eyinza kubawa. Sente ziva mu finance ne zigenda mu sako. Is that correct?
Sente gizwa omu ministry ya finance ne gizira kimo mu sako ey'okumuluka.
Kati sako eyo yabali abalimi n'abalunzi ab'omu muluka ogwo abakoze ekibiina ekyawamu.
Your Excellency, tulina ekyokulabirako. PSST alina esente nga zivudde mu finance nga zigenze straight ku sako, alina ebipapula ebiwandiikwawo bayinza obbiraga ku screen. PSST aba ICT nga bwe mulaga sako kati ng'eyawano ku screen.
Your Excellency, esente twazisendinze oba twaziweereza mu SACCOs eza Parish Development Model ezabadde zimaze okukakasibwa mu kitundu kino ekya Bukedi. Olunaku lw'eggulo Ministry ya Finance, Planning and Economic Development yasendinze sente ezo yaziweereza mu SACCOs 29 zeninako wano ng'esooka bagiyita Namawondo Ward wano wetuli ekibuku sente twaziweereza mu akawunti yaabwe eya saaka eyo gye bagguddewo mu banka ya Housing Finance Mbale miliyoni 17 ne banka charges zaakwo nga kweziri emitwalo 38. Eyokubiri bagiyita Malangwa PDM Sacco. Malangwa PDM Sacco nayo twagiwe eno ng'eri mu district ya Butaleja twagiweereza nayo miliyoni 17 n'emitwalo 38. Endala bagiyita
ekyo kimala wabaleyo ekyo kimala. So you can hear
kale musobola okuwulira
that the money
nti sente
went to the SACCO,
yabiire kimo mu saako ey'okumuluka,
and the SACCO is made by the members.
ate saako niye mmwe abamemba mwe namwe n'omuluka,
The ones who are involved in agricultural production of especially these enterprises which we have prioritized.
imwe omulikola ebintu ebyo naddala pulezidenti byasomere byatukobeire.
The other committee of supervision, the PDM committee, is a supervising group.
Akakakiiko kaba PDC omulimo gwabwe kulondoola
To supervise kulondoola and
okulondoola n'okulabirira
okulaba nti ebintu tebyonooneka.
okuwona nti ebintu puroguramu teyonoonoka.
So the money will not go to the PDM council.
Se sente tijaba tetekwaba mu kakiiko kana ka PDM. Mbe.
It will go to the bananyini kintu.
Esente jaizira kimoja imwe bananyerejjo omuluka.
Kati olaba bali abasayiza n'abakali bali abawakati abo.
Eri abakali n'abasayiza.
Abasayiza abo n'abakali abo.
Jibuukira abasayiza n'abakali abo abakozi abo.
Abawakati okuva Kampala kugenda kutuuka Namawundu munange.
Abakati awo simanyi district Gombolola egyo gibawuukire gibatambukire kuva Kampala kwizira kimo omuluka.
Abo bona mbagyemu.
Bona mukulu abatoiremu.
So that is the second most important.
Ekyo niyo ekintu ekyokubiri ekikulu.
The third one is that when you get,
ekyokusatu kiri nti oba omalira okugifuna
mwelondamu ani gwe munatandika naye saako yonna.
Abananyere mwerondamu mutandika naye ani omumuluka gwanyu omusaako yanyu ey'omuluka eyo.
Kubanga nga kati mufunye 17 million.
Kati ngati ani mufunire obukaire 17.
Next year you are going to get 100 million.
Mwaka gwe sente ogwira kutete mwakufune miliyoni obukaire 10.
Now I don't want you okuzitematema nezibula omugaso.
Tataka mujawulaawule mutete gibenga giwula n'omugaso be.
Our estimation is that if you could select now this time, you select like 17 people.
President akoba nti yamageza gatuwa nti naddala essaawa eno mwandirondera abantu 17.
Each one gets like 1 million.
Buli muntu nabanga afuna akakaire kalamba.
We had calculated that with 1 million,
Twabalirire nti ng'omuntu afunira akakaire kalamba,
somebody could buy seedlings of coffee
omuntu noaba agulire endokwa gy'emyanyi
to plant an acre,
okoma inkenamba,
so that an acre is 450 seedlings.
eka mweze abamu endokwa 45.
We calculated it would take about 180,000.
Ekyo gitwala emitwalo 18.
And that leaves you with 820,000 to do other things.
Kikulekerayo emitwalo 82 okole ebintu ebindi.
So that now you have 17 people who have started properly.
Awo ne kituwa nti tuba tulina abantu 17 naye nga batandikire kussa.
Next year, when you get 100 million, you now handle 100 homesteads.
Omwaka gwe ssente ogwiza okutandikira omu gw'omusanvu tete ne tufuna miliyoni 10 awo tete tuba tuyamba maka 10.
1 million, 1 million, 1 million.
Buli muntu ng'era afuna akakaire kamu kamu.
By the time we finish the Kisanja, we shall have finished about 300, 400 homesteads in the parish.
Etwamalirako ekisanja kino tuba tugabiire ebisito nga 3, 4.
So, no Rachel, remove unhealthy rivalry.
Kale ekyo kiba kituyamba okutambula.
Mujjemu obujja mu mirimu gyammwe.
Tutolemu obusungu oba eyali omu mirimu gyaiswe.
Obusungu obujja ehali abagwere banyankore ddala mwihe mwihali mujje mwihali okugamba nti gundi afunye zifunye nawo kafune ekimatiza atambule.
Tutoleme yali okobambu odiena funire ze nanfune tuleka batono bafune batambule kusani omukibo kya buli muntu okutaka okutwala katontono ate nga tekatugasire.
Omwaka oguddako nange ngenda kufuna.
Omwaka ogwiraku wena obusobola okufuna.
Ogunaddako ono naye agenda kufuna.
Omwaka ogwiraku tetogondye abandi bona ne bafuna.
Because like I went to Lira during the time of NADS.
President yabireko eyerira langeyo mu biseera bya NADS.
And I saw somebody had planted 20 seedlings of citrus.
Yagayina dakomere ddala emikyungwa ebikolo 20 byonka.
I said, but what will 20 seedlings do?
President yewiirye ddala ono oyenda okwabira egy'emikyungwa yafuna muniki.
To plant seedlings of coffee, I think, of citrus, I think you need like 120 in an acre.
Emikyungwa mwinke moiza wetaaga ebikolo 120.
Yeah, so they should have given one person the whole acre and finished with that one.
Saabo balinga basobola okuwa omuntu moiza nakomeeka ye yonayona ne waayo ebikolo 120 bamanya nti bamalire n'oyo.
Bw'aba wankoko mumuweereze ekimatiza, but we are estimating like 1 million.
So oba wagaba nkoko baawo omuntu enkoko egimatiza naye nga president akoba nti buli kisito kifune miliyoni moiza oba kakaire kamu.
So these are PDM on agriculture.
Eyo niyo enkola eno eya PDM okwata ku byokulima kulunda.
But there is emyoga,
naye waliwo tete enkola emiyoga,
which means is artisanship.
Abo aba ebyokozesa engalo ebyemikono
carpentry,
ng'okubayiza,
metalwork,
okwokya ebyoma,
okunogora is ceramics.
Okukola ebiwumbe.
All those are part of the myoga.
Ebyo byonna niyo enkola y'emyoga.
Those are at the constituency.
Ebyo biri ku masaza banange.
Then we have industries.
Tata tulina n'amakolero gonna.
Big ones and smaller ones.
Amatono n'amanene.
The government will also support those because this parish development model would generate a lot of products.
Government yaba kuyamba okulaakulanya amakolero amatono n'amanene kubanga enkola eno ya parish development model yaba okutuwa ebintu bingi.
Where will they go? They must be processed.
Byabayina birina okulongoosebwamu.
So we need a lot of small industries and big industries.
So twetaaga amakolero amatono n'amanene.
So therefore, amakubo 4 ag'okuva mu bwavu.
kale tulina amanzira ena ag'okutoola mu bwavu.
Commercial agriculture through intensive agriculture and extensive agriculture.
Okulima nga tulima okufuna sente nga tubita omukulimira atono naye nga tufuna mu kinene, oba okulimira anene naye nga tufuna yone sente gitugasa.
Secondly, industries,
Ekyokubiri makolero
big and small.
amatono n'amanene.
Thirdly, services, border, hotels, bachimiozi, all of those are part of services.
Ekyokusatu niye empeere lyange amahotero, entambula nga amabodaboda.
Those are services.
Niyo
And some of those are in the Myoga. If you look in the Myoga, 18 of them, some of them are there.
ate ebindi bino biri mu programu y'emyoga.
Now, coming to our area here, Eastern Uganda,
President abanga ayirire okwenebuzwa isana.
I want you really to okuchuka. Okuchuka is the Nyankwera word for weaning a child from suckling the mother to something else.
Nti tulina okuzira
Okwita
oba
kuzira.
okuzirisya.
Aha. Tulina okuzirisya abantu baife baisu mu Eastern Uganda okuva ku swamp rice omuceere gw'omu ntobazi.
Nti tulina okuzirisya abantu baiswe omuceere gw'okulima omwiga.
Omwiga, you call it omwiga?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Oh, abagwera bano banyankwere beira. Omwiga in Runyankwere means the edge of the papyrus swamp. That's omwiga. So, tulina okubazirisya kuva ku ntobazi okulimiramu omuceere mu mulundi ebyennyanja.
Nti balina okutuzirisya okulima omuceere omumwiga naye tuliisiryemu ebyenyanza.
Omwana bw'omuzirisya abanyankwere okutuusya. When you take the child from suckling the mother, he starts taking porridge and other things.
Omwana bamuzirisya amata oba amabeere atandika okulya ebintu ebindi ng'obuugi.
Ati ninyandako watuusya kubeha omuceere gw'ebisharara muliisa ebyennyanja.
So President ataka okutuzirisya okuliisya omuceere omwiga twire okuliisya ebyenyanza.
There is a lady, the tall lady, my fisheries lady. I saw her in the group there.
Waliwo omukyala
the
akola mu
commissioner-
byenyanza, commissioner.
Commissioner, I saw her somewhere.
President amuwaine kwanu.
Where is that lady?
Commissioner atwale Commissioner Fisheries. Commissioner Fisheries.
Come this way, come Jangwano, where was the call? Waliwo musango wano. Go slowly, a mother doesn't run. Gena mpora. Omaite orugwere orumaite. Explain how you sabotaged my Limoto fisheries project, how you sabotaged it. You tell these people how you did it.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Joyce Ikwaput Nyeko, Acting Director of Fisheries Resources. Your Excellency, the Limoto Fish Project I'm sorry to say, did not do as expected because of poor design by the ministry which did the construction. They did not provide for proper drainage systems. But we are working with them to correct the drainage system, because with a fish pond, you must have proper drainage to allow in supply of fresh, clean water and be able to take out wastewater. Because once the water quality is bad, the fish does not grow properly.
Oh, okay. Okay, you translate that for the people. Apoyo. Apoyo. Go and sit down.
Omukyala ono niyo mukugu okuzwa mu kitongole
You can go and sit down.
ebyokulima
You can go and sit down.
abaire nga ayiramu ekibuuzo omukulu w'eggwanga kyamuwiirye nti lwaki pulojekiti eri moto gye baali batuteekeirewo ey'okuliisa ebyennyanja tiyakolere kusa. Omukulu ono namukoba nti ebidiba ebyo tiba bisimire kusa. Ekidiba ekituufu kirina okubanga kingirya amaizi amayaka ate nga kifulumya amaizi amakyafu. Naye bino biba tukoleire bibule dizayini eyo batiba bidizayiningire batyo. Se pulojekiti ne banga tekolere kusa.
But now they are correcting it.
Nti naye bali kukitereeza.
So the reason I really want you to get out of the swamps
Sensonga lwaki omukulu w'eggwanga takatuza omumiiga
is that first of all, it's not necessary for you to be in the center of the swamps for you to get money.
ekisooka tiweetaaga kuba kati omumwiga iwe okufuna sente.
You can, we shall make that remoto was showing that you can get fish ponds at the edge of the swamp, make more money than when you are growing rice in the center.
Nti ngati ano limoto oyo tusobola okusima ebidiba okumbale kwa mwiga nofuna ne sente nyingi okusinga ng'emubaire mukolera akati ananyerenyere omwiga.
And at the same time, the river, the swamp comes back.
Ate era mu kiseera ky'ekimu ekyo omwiga ne gutereera.
Comes back with water.
Ne gwira nga n'amaizi go nagayirire ne gutereera nga gulimu n'amaizi.
And also the swamp grass.
N'eisubi lyonna ne liira.
Now, the water, we need it for irrigating land which is not in the river, not in the swamp.
Amaizi tugeetaaga okusukirira bino ebitundu ebitali mu mwiga.
Because when you see the demonstrations here, one of them is irrigation.
Ng'emuwona abagurikalicho kye batukoleire ekimu okuba kibateekera okutulagisya engere naane egyo erina okukola.
One of the most intelligent African tribes are the Basoga.
Eggwanga erisinga okuba erigezi ku lukalu lwa Afirika Basoga.
Because the Basoga,
Kubanga iba Basoga
long ago,
okuzwaira
they understood it.
Bakitegeire.
They understood something.
Waliwo ekye bategeireku.
Because in the other tribes,
Mu mahanga gandi
like the Banyankore,
nga Banyankole
rain is called enjura.
nti onkendi bamweta enjuba omulunyankole.
And Banyankore,
Enjura omulunyankole.
and they have got different names for different types of rain.
Ng'ate waliwo ebika bingi ebyankendi.
They can say the rain with wind is ihunga.
Ompunga bamweta iwunga. Onkendo yatonyera mu mpunga.
With wind.
Onkendo atonyera mu mpunga oyo baiza n'ompunga bamweta iwunga.
Then the rain which falls in the morning is omujumbi.
Onkendo yatonya makezi bamweta omujumbi.
And that's how I knew that Bagwera Banyankore, because I even found somebody here called Mijumbi here. I found somebody called Mijumbi here.
Niye kyova pulezidenti yategeire mangu ntabagwere n'Abanyankole be bamu kuba yagayina anu omujumbi. Tera tumumaito Sheeka Mujumbi Sulaiman.
The Mijumbi means somebody who was born during the morning rain.
mujumbi kitegeeza omuntu eyabyaliwirwa makezi ng'obunkendi butonya.
Then ortonyerera, when it is small rain, there is another ortonyerera.
Olutonyerera niye ng'obunkendi butonya butontono.
So the Wanyankwere spent so much time describing rain and also different type of rain.
Abanyankole batwaire ebiseera bingi nga banoonya amalina ga buli kika kya nkendi.
Even the Baganda, they have something like that.
N'Abaganda bona batyo.
Aya abasoga bakitegeerera nti amaadi maadi, or don't waste our time please.
Naye babasoga tibatawaanire baziire n'erina limanta ago gona bageeta maizi.
So you can see the Basoga were more scientific.
So kyova olina okuwona nti babasoga nga balimu science mungi.
Because whether it is coming from up or down, please don't waste our time, it is all amadi.
Kubanga oba ngenda azwangulu oba azwansi oba mwitakali gona bageeta maizi.
So here they are demonstrating to you, instead of waiting for the water from up, amadi from up, to grow the crops, get the water which is already in the swamp and bring it up and grow the crops. Abasoga bakukobera nti gona madi, please. So now you are drying the madi in the swamp with the rice. So please let the madi come back in the river, so that we can use it for irrigation. But also there is a grass, it's called ebigugu. I think the scientific name is Cyperium latifolia or something like that. Now that bigugu is very good. You cut it for mulching, these coffee farms we are talking about. Now because of the mistake of invading the wetlands, once I went to Bushenyi, I was helping a model village there. Then they said, we want a pickup. Pickup for what? That they need to Okusaka to go and buy a bigugu from 30 miles away. To buy a bigugu to come and mulch, because the bigugu here in the nearby wetland had been destroyed. What sort of lack of foresight is this?
Mbunga bamukolera ati bye byawano byali byakalire babyononere kale nga balina okutambula emayiro 3 kwabo okugula sawulya okodala kubona kwengeri kyokwo.
We don't want okusaka ebigugu.
Tetutaka okusaka ebigugu byona busaki.
Let the swamp come back, we cut the bigugu which is nearby and we mulch. God has done everything for us.
Tuleke miga girewo Yes,
you cut and it grows again. God has arranged everything. Yes, you cut, they grow again. When I'm going to call it okushebuka, they cut, they grow again. How can we fight God? How can we fight God? God has put here water for us. God doesn't drink water. Have you seen God drinking water? The water is for us, the bigugu are for us. So please, the reason why we want to get out of the swamp is that rice is a bad crop for the economy, for the swamp. We can use those swamps much better, in a much better way.
Nti okatonda yatutekeirewo ob'emiiga gino tugikozese kusa tusobola okufunamu era embeera gyaife ne gitereera n'ebyenyingirya ne bitereera nga tetwonoonera emiiga gino.
Now today, because I emphasize the issue of graduating from Okorre Kida Kyonka to working for the stomach and the pocket, but doing so with the Chibaro.
Kale olwatyanu ali kutusomesya oba tubitira omusomo ogw'okukola nga tetukolera Kida Kyonka naye nga tukola ebyokulya n'ebyokufuna esente omu nsawo naye nga tuteekamu ekibalo.
Before I sit down, let somebody from agriculture come and give us some examples of a barrow of the things. Using 1 acre as an example.
And Your Excellency, I will request that maybe after that one, I'm told there is a gentleman who left the wetlands, is doing fish farming and is getting 72 million per year. Honorable Magezi found him in Parish.
Thank you, Your Excellency. In this area, we have identified and selected enterprises for both intensive farming and extensive farming. But for purposes of the Chibaro, I will mention those you have highlighted because they are also relevant to this region. The average land holding for the area is 1.9 acres. If I start with the animal industry, Your Excellency, apiary, if you start with 10 beehives.
Namuyangu, you are the secretary, you write and you have to translate. No, you write and he speaks, then you translate later. I have appointed Namuyangu as secretary.
Thank you. So, Your Excellency, if a farmer starts with 10 hives, the first year he earns a profit of 400. The second year,
400 what?
400,000. The second year he earns a profit of 3.176 million. The third year he earns 4.04 million. Now, piggery is the most lucrative. If you start with the brand that we have exhibited here today, you start with 5 hogs, that's 5 pigs. In 7 months, if you do intensive farming and feeding, you earn a profit of 24 million. And if you go to poultry, if you start with 200 birds for broilers, for the cradles and rainbows we have exhibited here for small-scale farmers, the total production net profit in 4 months is 1.6. So if you do it for a year, 1.6 times 3, that makes it roughly 5 million. Your Excellency, if we go for goats, we have 3 types of goats. 2 are indigenous, and 1 is imported from South Africa. We have exhibited the one imported from South Africa because it's a star, and we are multiplying it on our farms managed by Nagric. If you start with 10 goats as an enterprise, the total income per year is 4 million. And actually 4 million is the profit. We sell them at subsidized prices from our farms at 250 each, while the import price is 500, up to 1 million sometimes. Dairy cattle. We have exhibited two types of dairy cattle. One is the Ashire for the big farmers. If you start with 3 heifers for the Ashire, at the end of the year, you make a profit of 10 million point 9 out of milk. So you can add on the offsprings, either a bull or a heifer at that cost. A jersey is a small animal, is hardy, and it gives high quality milk, and it feeds less. It's the one we are recommending for the Buked region and actually Eastern region as a whole. If you start with 3 heifers of a jersey, you collect 25 liters, 25 liters of milk per day. At the end of the year, you make a profit of 7.86 plus the offsprings, whether bulls or the cost of the offsprings. Here in Ichibuku, Your Excellency, we have 4 dairy groups, and they are being supported through DDA and Nagric. Fish farming. Fish farming, which you have emphasized for this area, if we use tilapia for pond farming, at a half an acre pond with 10,000 fingerlings, the profit is 9.7 million per year. Tilapia cage farming, that is, if you do cage farming on the lake, that is in a cage of 7 by 7 by 6 with 26,950 fingerlings, you earn a profit of 20 million per year. Catfish, which is very common here and which we recommend for the smallholders. A catfish pond of half an acre with 10 fingerlings, which can be availed from fisheries hatcheries, you earn 8.5 million. Your Excellency, if we got crop resources, and we specifically look at those enterprises you have highlighted. Citrus, which grows very well here, per acre, you earn 7 million. Your Excellency, in this area, we have introduced and supported hash avocado. In an acre, you can grow 160 trees. At the 5th year, you start earning profit. In 10 years, you'll have earned a profit of 198 million. The breakdown is available at our store, and we have put it in the manuals and the booklets we have saturated, and we are putting them into local language. Macadamia, 1 acre. At maturity, which is between 7 and 8 years, each acre you harvest, from the harvest, you earn a profit of 30 million per year. Cassava, Your Excellency, which is both for food and also commercial, in 1 acre, you harvest 20 tons, and the profit is 3.8 million. Your Excellency, You talked of coffee as an extensive crop. I'm happy to inform you that in Bukedi region, we are supporting 33 model farmers. In Chibuk, where we are launching today, we are supporting 12 farmers. And the first year of 1 acre of robust coffee, you make a loss of 1.4. In the second year, you make another loss of 1.2. In the third year, you break even, you make 1.876 million. In the fourth year, you earn a profit of 6 million.4. In the fifth year, you earn 11 million, and you can stabilize depending on soil fertility and agriculture. Your Excellency, some of the enterprises we have availed the booklets. I encourage the farmers and the local leaders to pick these booklets at our stores for both livestock and crop resources. Thank you for your attention, Your Excellency.
Webale Honorable Bright Lwamirama, omukulu amusabire okutukobera esente gye tufuna mu bintu ebyenjawulo etubanga bye tukolere. Atukobere ente obanga olisya nzoki ng'olina emidumo 10, osobola omwaka ogusooka okufuna $2,225,000. Omwaka ogwokubiri, omwaka ogusooka
Namuyango ago magoba ago omaze okujjako ensaasaanyayo okinyonyole bulungi.
ng'olina emidumo 10 egy'enzoki oteekamu esente $1,185,000. Omwaka ogusooka nofuna esente $2,225,000, ekitegeeza oba ofunira amagoba $40,000. Omwaka ogwokubiri amagoba ofuna $1,17,000. Omwaka ogwokusatu ofuna amagoba $4,400,000. Eprojekiti eyokubiri ebaire kulisya mbizi. Embizi ejenene ngeje baleetera awo gye batulagireku. Nakobera ente embizi 5 osobola okuteekamu esente egirabirira obukaire 5 n'emitwalo 18.5 mu myezi 7 ofunamu $2,000,000 oba obukaire 29.2. Ekitegeeza amagoba oba ofuna obukaire 24 n'emitwalo 3.5. Ekintu ekindi ekyo tusobola okukola abairanu nga tulaga nti buli mbizi omoiza esente gy'osobola okumutoolamu $24,241 abanga ererye emyezi 7 nga tuukire okukiseera ky'okumusala. Atulagire nti esente egyo gy'okumuliisya niyo esente gy'osobola okumuteekamu okumuliisya $21,000. Esente gy'okulya mbizi ono okutuuka okukiseera ekyawakiramu gibaje nagyo $29,000 ne siringi 7.
Ebibala ebyo bingi bigenda kubatawaanya kati emizinga enjoki.
No. The profit is this net profit.
She's mixing it up.
This don't ignore this.
Emizinga enjoki bazisa cyo mu Ruganda enjoki.
Enzoki, Your Excellency.
Emizinga 10 amagoba omwaka $400,000.
No, 400.
Emitwalo 4.
Yes.
This is in the 4th year.
Omu mwaka gwokusatu miliyoni 4
Yes.
n'emitwalo 4.
Okay. Then Embizi,
Embizi amagoba emitwalo obukayire 24 n'emitwalo 3 n'ekitundu amagoba.
Enkoko 5 million. Bw'oba osomesa abantu tobakoya n'ebibalo bingi ogaitako okutola bija. Give summary.
Enkoko amagoba obukayire 2.
Obukayire 5 omwaka.
Omwaka miliyoni 5 amagoba.
Okay, genda n'ebyange. Ente z'amata 3 ezibayita ez'ekika kya Ashaya 10.9 million.
Miliyoni 10 n'emitwalo 9.
Ente 3 zonka.
Ente 3.
Jaze 7.8 million.
Odonto gondo mutono gwe batulagira adi ogwo betoganze y'amagoba miliyoni obukayire 7 n'emitwalo 86.
Fish farming in half an acre 9.7 million.
Okulima ebyenyanza engege enandere ng'atolimire mu kitundu kya Yinka obukayire 9 n'emitwalo 7.
Another type of fish in cage farming 20 million.
Gino gye tukuumira mu butimba ofuna amagoba obukayire 2.
Catfish ndowooza ye maleeyo half an acre 8.5 million.
Amale yofuna miliyoni 8 n'ekitundu ng'ate oteekera ekidiba ku kitundu kya Yinka.
Citrus 7 million.
Emichungwa miliyoni obukayire 7 okwekemweza.
Avocado, he calculated a kibalo of 10 years 198 million.
Yo avocado yo gondogo betambu ash omukoma oyako eri emyaka 10 nga oli kufuna miliyoni 19 mu 19
Macadamia 30 million per acre per year.
Yina maido omwaka oerya obukayire 3 omwaka.
Coffee, in the 6th year you get a profit of 11 million.
Omwanyi omwaka gw'okutaano amagoba obufuna obukayire 11.
So the point here is that what I have told you, number 1, go from okore kidachonka to working for the stomach and the pocket.
Nti ane ekikulu president ngo atukobeire ntakisooka kuzwa okukolera ekida kyonka netwira okulimira ekida n'okolera ensawo.
Secondly, do so with the kibalo.
Ekyokubiri tukole nga tukiteekamu ekibalo.
Now, in conclusion,
okumaliriria
Namaundu, the religious leaders who preached,
Namaonda anu banaba bakulu b'eddiini abatusabire.
The sheikh told me how he's going from here all the way to Kabong and so on.
Sheikh original kada tukobeire engere gyatambula okuzwanu n'abapaka yeyo Karamoje Kabongo.
I think he was telling me that he needs shoes to do that.
Kiwonekera baira kwa mukulu ati yetaaga engaito okole ekyo.
I will get him a pickup.
O president amuwaire motoka pickup baba tweyanzire.
Now the other 2 religious leaders, the reverend and the priest, the Catholic Church person, they did it only once prayed.
Bana basigaire aba Protestanti n'abakatoliki waire ngo muntu moiza sabire.
I think the Protestant was also saying the same, that he needed shoes. So I give him smaller shoes.
Mbona Protestant yena baire alikusaba ngaito kale yo president akumuwe ngaito entontono.
I hear there are smaller cars called RAV4 or something. I will get those smaller cars.
Waliwo emotoka entontono gye beeta RAV4 abakuwa buli muntu RAV4.
emu ya mukatuliki emu ya muprotestant.
Emoiza ya mukatuliki egendi ya muprotestant. Baba President weyanzire ino. Webale ino okuyamba abantu baiso tukola mu mulimo.
And then the LC1.
LC1 oyo chairman.
That one I give him piki.
Oyo bali kumuwe piki na sawa eno. Baba President webale chairman wa wanu President ali kuwe piki sawa eno.
And I think I'm having some small money here.
President ateo kubalika one sente ntonto nataka oyo kumukutula sawa eno.
Now the LC1 spoke in the Runyankoro here.
Atumwira no mu Runyankoro lwano.
And he was talking of the primary school.
Abaira tumula ku isomero lino erya Kibuku primary.
I think Namuyang would have to get us details. Would have to get us details about the school. What is it needed? Is it already a government school or what?
Your Excellency, it is a government school, but with dilapidated structures. So I was requesting.
Then you write me a proper information. So as a memory for our function here, we shall have to do something about it.
O President asubizire nti omukwewukirya emikolo gye tukola iranu alikwaba kutuzimbira isomero lino.
LC1, come and get your piki here.
LC1 oiruka kwate piki munange. Zena nkusanyukire ku ino oiza bitirano oti. Otekeme speed nga ninze nga njirukire embiro. Baba President tweyanzire ine piki ya LC1. Baba webale.
Now for the salary.
Emisala.
The salary of the LC1 and then the committee members.
Salary jaba LC1 chairperson zina ba member bali ku committee.
You see, you need to be a bit careful.
Kyetagisya okuba begendereza.
We decided to pay the LC1.
Twasalira okusasula LC1 chairperson.
The small figure of 10,000.
Akasente akakatona k'emitwalo 10 buli mwezi. Akamutwalo gumo buli mwezi.
Omutwalo gumweza.
Omutwalo gumo buli mwezi.
Because we wanted him to represent the committee.
Kubanga twatakire yakikirire e committee ye.
And we can see how to keep adding on that one. But if you say we pay the whole committee, the figure will be so big. We shall have to study it. That's why we should see how to empower all these leaders to have their own income. So that like in these programs, they should get and have income. Income from their own activities. But we can also study that one, then I will give a written answer to this idea of paying the whole committee, whether it is affordable or not and why.
Nenga President asubizire nti yetegereza ekirowoozo ekyo ekyomuwaire okusasula buli memba awone nga kisoboka ekiba kisoboka kibe kisoboka ekiba tekisoboka yabakobera.
So I thank everybody for coming.
Yebalya buli muntu okwiza.
I thank the ministers the Prime Minister for organizing well this effort.
Yebalirya ino Katiikiro wa Uganda okutukola mu mulimo.
The main pillar here is income going from okukolera ekida kyonka to working for the ekida and the pocket.
Eriga ikulu oba empanga enkulu mu programu eno kuzwa mu kukolera kida kyonka tukolere kida naye nga tukolera n'ensawo.
That is the main pillar.
Niye empanga enene mu kintu kino.
The other pillars are to assist in that or supplement.
bina bisigaire byokuyamba ku kintu ekyo ddala kyesente mu nsawo
But don't get lost in that.
naye tetwagotera eyo.
Because you see, for instance, I sometimes hear people mixing up issues.
kubalundawo n'abantu nga batawulatabula ebintu bino.
For instance, some people are mixing up the 39% who are not yet in the money economy.
olundi batawulatawula bannabitundu 39 abakaali kufuna ennyingiryo mu nsawo oba bakaali kola sente.
They call it those below they mix it with the people below the poverty line.
bakitawulatawula n'aba bakaali bali omubwavu.
That's not correct.
Kini kyekituufu be.
The people below the poverty line are actually, they were 19%.
abantu abakaali omubwavu niyo aba 19 ku 100.
I think now it's, what is it, Ramadan? Come and tell us, what is the latest with the corona?
ayetera mukulu omuwandiisi omu minisitule y'ebyesente aiza tukobere.
The ones below the poverty line.
Your Excellency, the number of people below the poverty line are 21.4%.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, they had gone to 19%.
omukulu abaira tukobere nti abo bantu abakaali bali omubwavu mbu bali ebitundu 21 n'obutundu obugwaku naye pulezidenti amukobera ati bali 17 awo.
Baali batuuse ku 19, baali basigaire 19.
baali basigaire ku 19 ku bitundu 19 ku 100.
Now, why is this? Why is this? I'm asking, I'm talking.
mbu lwaki kino
The poverty,
obwavu
they calculate whether you are eating enough food to give you enough calories.
babala obwavu nga babira okuwona emmere gy'olya ekuwa amaani agasoola okubeesyawo.
So the Bakorora Kida, when they grow food, it gives them some calories.
abankolera kida bano ebalima emmere bafunamu amaani.
Then they get free health from government.
tata nibafunamu na birwaire.
Then they get education from government.
bafuna n'okusoma kwa bwereere n'obujanjabi bwa bwereere.
So when they say this is very poor, say no, it's not very poor because he's getting enough food, he's getting government health care, he has got education, and therefore he's above the poverty line.
saati ane balingirira ku bintu ebyo ne bawona ng'omuntu oyo nkolera kida afuna emmere emumala okulya nafuna amaani okusoma kwa bwereere ebyobujanjabi byo nafuna bya bwereere nga bakaata oyo timwavu.
So don't mix the two figures. When the 68% I was talking about, the ones who were outside the money economy, yes, they were outside, but still they were not so bad off because of the work of the government and the work, even that Okorere Kida was solving some of their problems by getting calories, food calories.
kale tetwatawula ebintu ebibiri ekyokukolera kida abakolera kida n'ababaavu kuba bana bankolera kida ibo olwe gavumenti ebintu ebyekolere ng'okututeera amasomero netuwa n'obujanjabi ate bona ne babanga basobola okwerimira emmere gye balya ng'olwise bayambako mu bizibu ebingi ibo tetebayambako okutabaliwo omuwaavu se bibiri tetwabitawula.
So this campaign is that, please, let's not go on with these people about Kongora. Kongora, do we have it in Rubere? Kongora.
Your Excellency, senera tukyeta ukongola.
When you are walking in the garden, some people are walking, others are just leaning on the hall, talking.
Titwaba n'abo bakongola ng'owona omwo abo mu nnimiro abandi balima iba bandi bayirire nyuma eno ukongola bandi baba ku masimu.
So that's what we want to get rid of.
Niye ekyo kye tutaka okulwanisya.
We don't want spectators.
Tetutaka iba bali awo ng'omulimo gwawe kulingirira bakola.
Spectators are for football. If you want spectators, you go to Nambole.
Aba balingirira ibo baba babira tete ku mupiira nga babe Nambole okulingirira nga banaawe nga bazeenya nga babe Nambole era obotaka byokulingirira oyo abe Nambole tobe eno mu bana bakola.
Banyankole koli tokoro abarorezi, those who go to watch.
Abanyankole babeeta abalolezi oba balingiriri.
So we want everybody to be in the field of economic development working.
Taka buli muntu abe ng'angira mu kisaawe eky'okukola.
Once that one is done, we shall eliminate poverty completely. It will no longer be 19%, it will be 0%.
Ekyo twakikola twaba tutoirewo waavu wona twaba nga tetuli mbusimanyi bitundu 18 ku 10 byaizira kimonga zero nga buli muntu aziro mu bwavu.
We are not here to conserve poverty.
Tetuli anu ukuuma bwavu.
We can conserve elephants in the national park.
Tusobola okuuma enjovu eyo mu bitundu gye bakuumira ebisolo.
Conserve the swamps.
N'emiiga.
But not conserve poverty.
Naye nga tetukuumire bwavu.
Now we are doing everything wrong.
Buli kimu tuli kikola tutyo.
We don't conserve the swamps.
Buli kimu tuli kikola bibi tetuli kuuma emiiga.
We don't conserve the forests.
Tetukuumira ebibira.
We don't conserve the national parks.
N'amalundiro g'ebisolo eby'omu kisiko byonna tetukuumire.
But instead we conserve poverty.
N'ate ani ffe tuli ano tukuumire bwavu.
No, this is not correct.
Ekyo tikituufu kadi.
And I have proof that it can be done.
Iyo President alina kikakasa nti kino kisobola okukolebwa.
Because like those Banyankole whom I started with, they are out of poverty long ago.
Ngati ana Abanyankole President gye yatandiikira omulimo guno gw'okulwanisya obwavu bazuiraira mu bwavu.
And if I was to invite people who did not believe, they would be shocked.
Era singa asobola okutweta ne twaba tuwonako ebintu ebyo
the ones who did not believe that the Banyankole could change.
Mbusinga asobola okweta abo bantu badde byatumulanga nabo nga tebayikirirya nti kisoboka ne baba baone kiri esaawa eno nga Abanyankole bakyukire basobola n'okwewuunya.
Awo Muganda we yagambira.
Muganda niye akobeire.
Nti abaali baseka.
Ntabaali baseka.
Bajje bandabe.
Baize bambone.
With these few words, I threaten to launch.
Mbona bigambo bitone ebyo President atiisya okuyigulawo.
On the board there, but before we do that, Your Excellency, please we ask you to give the circle, this particular parish, the money has already reached the account, so you can hand over that dummy check. The money is already on the account, but you can symbolically hand over that dummy check to the beneficiaries. They are here. So one is the parish chief, the other is the circle chairman. So that is Namawondo Parish, where we are right now. And like we told you, we have 28 circles that have received money by last evening, and the rest are going to be coming in as and when finance pays. So thank you very much, Your Excellency. Now, Your Excellency, the 4 manuals are there with you, but we have that board just symbolically sign on it to show that you have launched all the manuals and the guidelines. I'm very sorry, Honorable Ministers, you were supposed to go through these guidelines, but because of time, let the President just sign on that. Thereafter, the ministers, please, you, Honorable Frank Tumwebaze, Honorable Betty Amongi, Honorable Chris Baryomunsi, Honorable Muyingo, Honorable Katumba Wamala, and Honorable Raphael Magezi, the 7 pillar heads. Honorable Kasaija of Finance. And of course, the Minister for Presidency, please come over. Vice President and Prime Minister, you can join in. Right Honorable Chigongo, and the Secretary General can, if it is okay with you, please join in. So, Your Excellency, that is symbolic to sign and launch the guidelines of all the pillars, which we have given to you and given to your security. Honorable Bright Ramirama, I think Honorable Tumwebas is not on. Honorable Bright Ramirama, can you please? Okay, Your Excellency, you can go ahead and sign, and the ministers will sign thereafter. I have called him. He has refused to. Right Honorable Haji Musa Chigongo, His Excellency needs you. Dr. Pamela, National Planning Authority, His Excellency needs you there as well. Secretary General, you cannot, the manifesto is yours, you can't miss out. Please, I humbly ask you. This is an NRM manifesto program. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. The rest of you can whatever. Now, Your Excellency, before you take your seat, Your Excellency, you have others to launch. You have the tractors, motorcycles, and bicycles. Please, Honorable Bright Ramirama and Honorable Majezi, please. Yes, the beneficiaries are right there. So, the rest, I think you can see it on the screens. So His Excellency is going to hand over tractors to some of the beneficiaries. So the beneficiaries, please stay near what they are going to give you. And this is something symbolic. Your Excellency, the beneficiaries are there, and your team will hand over the equipment to them. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you very much. I think that is it. Those are the beneficiaries of this equipment, which you see behind. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Minister of Agriculture and Local Government, for providing this equipment. Your Excellency, thank you very much. And at this juncture, we request that we have the anthems as we close this function. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You worked very well.
Your Excellency, thank you very much.
Before we close,
Nga tukali kuigalawo,
I want everybody to know that this money
ataka buli muntu okumanya nti sente gino
is a revolving fund.
sente ejaba kubanga gikozesebwa nga ate giiribwa.
At least a revolving fund, zitwetoloramu.
Gitwetoloola mu weetoolooli atwala ate tayirya ate togondi yena natwala.
The money belongs to the SACCO.
Esente gye saako ey'omuluka.
It is a grant from the government.
Sente gizuira mu gavumenti okuweewa saako yanywe.
We don't want you to pay back the government,
Tataaka ate tayimu okugiyirirya gavumenti naye gyanyu.
but you must pay back the SACCO
Naye mulina okuyirirya saako yanyu omuluka ogwo.
because this is your bank.
Kuba eno banka yanyu.
You use, you pay back, and somebody else uses.
Ogikozesa ate tonoyirya omwina yena natwala yena nakozesa nayirya.
Starting next year, if we put in 100 million per year,
Okutandika n'omwaka ogwiza gw'essente singa tere tuteekamu miliyoni 10.
in 4 years we will be having 400 million shillings.
Mu myaka ena twaba tulina miliyoni 4 omuluka.
And if you want, you can even put in your own savings so that it grows faster.
Naye mutaka mwena muyinza kuterekanga megyanyu awo kiyamba ne sente gino okula mangu.
Therefore, don't bring the talk of casino. No. This is, yes, it's a casino, but for paying back so that everybody gets.
Timwaleetamu ebyo mbu simanyi kasiimo. Esente gino muntu atwala nagirya mwina yena nakozesa sente gyanyu gikulire omuluka gwanywe.
Zikulire SACCO yimwe.
Gikulire mu saako yanyu.
Thank you.
Webale President. Banange twembe anthems starting with East Africa.